Hey everyone, welcome back to Unlimited Vigilance. Today we're going to do our weekly update for February 10th, 2025. This week we had a bunch of cards spoiled, like usual. We're in spoiler season, right? But I guess we could start off by talking about the Final Fantasy Flight stream. This week they showed off a couple of decks they constructed. Piet, Poe Dameron, Captain Phasma were a few decks. I forgot the other one. But a quick takeaway that I noticed was that Piet was very strong. Piet bringing out capital ships, a turn 2, turn 3, very strong. Hard to contend with unless you have that kind of removal. Bringing out the Devastator, that does indirect damage, but also hits for 9. That's hard. But also Poe Dameron was showed off. Poe Dameron leader. He's one of those leaders that we're going to see here in a few minutes, but he could flip on turn 1, which is interesting. Or turn 2, possibly. Most likely turn 2. But anyways, it was interesting just watching those games. If you have a chance to watch the gameplay stream, it is entertaining to say the least, I guess. But let's get started with the spoilers here. Boom. All right. So we have Poe Dameron as one of the leaders. There were 2 leaders spoiled this weekend. We're starting off with Poe Dameron. I can fly anything. Poe Dameron is an aggression heroism leader. And sorry about my voice. I'm a little sick. I unfortunately caught something this weekend, and my second time getting sick this winter season, but it's okay. We'll get through it. We have Poe Dameron. He has an action that will cost 1. It basically means you can flip this leader and attach him as an upgrade to a friendly vehicle unit without a pilot. So if on turn 1 you're able to put down some kind of space unit or vehicle unit that costs 1, which there are a few, I think. I don't remember. But anyways, at least on turn 2 you'll be able to flip him for 1 and put him on as a pilot. Now this is not the epic action, because the epic action will cost you 5 to flip him. But anyways, this is very interesting because if you watch the stream, they did use this ability with Poe, where he flipped Poe and put him on as an upgrade as a pilot on something. So this is one of the rare leaders for jump to light speed. But yeah, just flipping him and quickly put him on some kind of vehicle was pretty cool. And then on his flip side, on his epic action, you have him flip him as a unit. So if you go back and you see the epic action, if you control 5 or more resources, deploy this leader as a unit, not as an upgrade. So he has to flip as a unit. And then once you flip him as a unit, he on the ground, he is a 4/6 unit, which is not bad. It's okay. But then you also have him as an action, so you can keep him on the ground, defending, attacking. But you have this option where you can spend 1, and then you attach this upgrade to a friendly vehicle unit without a pilot on it. Use this ability once each round. So once he's about to crumble, get defeated that phase, then you can put him on some kind of plane, some kind of pilot, some kind of vehicle, and give that vehicle +2/+1. So you could actually keep Poe alive, maybe around 2 more, So that is conditional, of course, that you have some kind of vehicle out there, and hopefully you do with Poe Dameron. Very interesting leader unit here. And yeah, I mean, it's if you don't watch the gameplay, it's pretty cool. But against Piet, it was kind of hard going against him, unfortunately. The next leader was Admiral Trench. Admiral Trench is a cunning villainy leader. He has that famous chick thing that he does in the movies. Bad impression, sorry. His action, you exhaust him. Discard a card that costs 3 or more from your hand. If you do, draw a card. So if you need to probably draw something better than what you have, here's a good way to kind of get rid of something and maybe hopefully pick up something better on your next turn. If you notice, he has an action for 3 which is interesting. If you control 6 more resources, deploy this leader. It's going to cost you 3 and exhaust him. Huh, that's interesting. Never seen that. Well, he'll cost 6, but why does it have that? That is interesting. Action, and then 3. You pay 3 resources to exhaust him. Now that is new for me. I'm gonna have to look into that. But you have this area where you have your epic action information. Action 3, you exhaust them. If you control 6 more resources to deploy this leader. So does that mean that it's going to cost you 3 resources to deploy him once you have those 6? I guess. That's interesting. Well, anyways, once you flip him, he is 4/5. Not big stat lines when it comes to defense. When deployed, reveal the top 4 cards of your deck. An opponent discards 2 of them. Draw 1 of the remaining cards and discard the other. Interesting. So you're getting a lot of hand manipulation with Trench, Admiral Trench. So yeah, I mean, it might be one of those things where you might get a good card or you might get a bad card. Who knows? But I'm gonna look into more of this and this little thing here. That's interesting, right? Action, pay 3 and exhaust them. Then you deploy them. Yeah, that's new. Anyways, that's the second leader that was revealed. Let's go to the next card, which was a base, Nabat Village or Nabat Village. It's a 27 hit point base, so less than your common 30, 3 less. Draw 3 more cards in your starting hand. You can't take a mulligan. So once you have those 8 cards, you can't take a mulligan. When the first action phase starts, put 3 cards from your hand on the bottom of your deck in any order. So once the game starts, you have to put those 3 cards in the bottom of your deck. So that's interesting. So when the action phase starts, you're going to put 3 cards from your hand on the bottom of your deck in any order. So you'll be able to kind of see what will be the best move for you during that the beginning, or when the action phase starts, the first action phase. So you can't do this on round 2 or 3. It's the first one. And this is a rare base, so this will be, I think, the last one that was showcased for Jump to Lightspeed. The next card is No Glory, Only Results. It's a Vigilance Villainy card that costs 5. Take control of a non-leader unit, then defeat it. So this is one of those cards that is like anti TIE Lurking Phantom, or any kind of cards that card abilities don't affect it, I think, because you're basically going to take control of a unit, a non-leader unit, and then defeat it. So you'll be able to get any effects from the when defeated effect if your opponent has one that you want, right? So if you're going to take control of a, but see, the TIE Lurking Phantom says you can't, card effects don't have, or card text don't have any effect on it. Let's look that up real quick. So looking up the information on TIE Lurking Phantom, you have the card that says this unit can't be captured, damaged, or defeated by enemy card abilities. Now this is the key word here, can't be captured. Now if you go back to No Glory, Only Results, you're not capturing it, you're just taking control of it. And those keywords are important. So with TIE Lurking Phantom, you'll be able to take control of this unit, and then you'll be able to defeat it, because if you look at the card itself, it says or defeated by enemy card abilities, which means once you control it, it's not your enemy, it's a friendly. So you'll be able to take control of the TIE Lurking Phantom and defeat it, which can be kind of hard on a person that was dependent on that TIE Lurking Phantom. So this is one of those cards that I think will, it costs 5. It's a pretty pricey thing to get rid of, like a TIE Lurking Phantom that does only 4 damage when it attacks. But is it really worth it to get rid of a Phantom? Maybe if you have Tarkin, upgrading it constantly, maybe it might be worth it. But there are other cards that you might want to take control then defeat to get the when defeated ability, like heals, for example, or drawing cards. And we already know in this set that there's going to be a lot of those coming in with the villainy side, and also with Krennic. Is it Krennic? Yeah, Krennic. You'll be able to get those when defeated abilities twice, which is pretty nice. So good removal here on this card, good control, right? Then we have Heroism, Vigilance card, 2 cost, Hera Syndulla. Hera Syndulla. Now she's a 2 cost unit. I figured Hera would be one of those units that it's a little bit more pricey, more expensive to play, but in reality she only has a 2 attack, 3 defense ability on her, so she's a low statted ground unit, but she has Restore 1, which is nice. It's, you know, similar to the arc that restores for 1. I think it has the same stats as well. But with Hera, you want to put her on a ship, right, as a pilot. When it's a pilot, it also gains a Restore 1. So if you put her on an arc, she's going to get Restore 2, because it stacks, right, the Restore. But with her as a pilot, you're giving 2 attack and 3 defense, which is not the biggest buff, but I think the defense, she's more, I guess, defensive and not much of an aggressive player. So the 3, I guess, is okay, but I always thought the Hera would be a little bit more powerful when it came to a unit. But you get attach her basically on round 2 or maybe round 3, you know, put a quick pilot there. And she's unique, so she has also the Spectre key tag, which is nice if you're trying to do a Hera unit with all your Spectres, with Ezra and Sabine, and, you know, all the Spectres, so, and the Ghost. And we're gonna see here we have a few more spoilers with the Spectres. And this is another one, the Phantom 2. So we got the Ghost in Spark of Rebellion, and now the ship that's part of the Ghost is the Phantom 1 and then the Phantom 2. The Phantom 2 is what we're getting this time, which is the upgraded version of the Phantom 1. This is a 3 cost, 3 attack, 3 defense space unit. It has grit, but the ability here is what you're really kind of shooting for, right? As an action, you're going to pick 1. If this card is a unit, which means you're going to have to put it out as a unit, you can't put it on as an upgrade yet. It says attach it as an upgrade to the Ghost. So once it's a unit, you pay 1, then you'll be able to attach it as an upgrade to the Ghost. It's no longer a unit. It says defeat all upgrades on it and remove all damage from it. One of those things that also, if you have it out there fighting, then if it's about to die, you can get rid of it quickly and put it on the Ghost if you have it. Attached unit gets +3/+3 and gains grit. So if you attach this unit to the Ghost, well, that's the only way you could actually attach it. If this unit is a unit attached to the Ghost, yeah. So obviously you can't attach it to any other plane. It has to be the Ghost, because if you notice that the title says modified to dock on the Ghost itself. So the Ghost, you'll be able to get a +3/+3 with grit, which can make the Ghost pretty strong, if you ask me. The previous Ghost, let's just look it up quickly. The previous Ghost was a 5/5, so if you put this on the previous Ghost, it's a 5/5. It costs you 6. It's a 5/5 shielded unit, and then you may give a shield token to another Spectre when playing on attack. So if you put the Phantom 2 on the first version of the Ghost, it will be an 8/8 unit, and that's just with the first Ghost. And then we have a little surprise here coming up. So this is the Phantom 2, and it's a rare unit, so it might be hard to find. And now we have the new Ghost. The new Ghost, Heart of the Family. It's a 5 cost. So the previous one was 6 cost, 5/5. And the new one is a 5 cost, 5 attack, 6 defense. So it's a little bit bulkier and a little bit more defense. Also, you have all those keywords: Rebel, Vehicle, Transfer, Spectre. Now, if you put it says here each other Spectre unit gains this unit's keywords which is Sentinel. But if you put more, um, what's it called, more keywords on it, then all your other specters will get the same thing. So for example, if you put the Phantom 2, it's going to get Grit, and then all your other specters will get Grit. You put Hera on the Ghost, you're going to have the keyword Sentinel and also Restore on your other specters. So it's interesting how this new Ghost, it's cheaper, but you're going to be able to like kind of buff it and kind of do some pretty interesting things here. If you put the Phantom 2 on this, it'll be at 8-9. It'll be a pretty heavy, hard hitting space unit, right? And it's a legendary. This is a legendary card. It'll be hard to pull, but I could see that the artwork has been a little bit more upgraded, right? A little bit more premium on the artwork there if you compare it to the old one, which is more like a comic book style. This is more like a cinematic style type of artwork, which looks cool. And I think this will be probably one of those prestige cards that you'll probably be able to get, right? So maybe. So now we have the other event in Vigilance, which is the Nebula Ignition, a disaster. Defeat each unit that isn't upgraded. So if you're not upgrading units, they're going to be gone. This is another legendary card. So this can cause a lot of damage, especially if you're not an upgrade type of deck. But it costs a lot. It costs 9. Now, I think the reason why this probably costs 9 is because at this point you're playing a lot of big units. Your Luke, your a lot of space capital ships, and you're probably not upgrading those big units. You're not maybe you're not going to upgrade a capital ship. Well, this with Nebula Ignition, you'll be able to get rid of all those big capital ships that are not upgraded. So it's a nice way to kind of hopefully help you out in the late game. But 9 is a lot. Super Laser Blast is 8, defeats all units. So this also includes your units that are not upgraded. So you have to think about that, if it's worth 9 resources. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Super Laser Blast is sometimes worth it, especially if you're trying to control the other player, right? Super Laser Blast has won people some games against me, which is kind of a reset, right? When you have 9 or 8 or 9 resources, a nice reset for everybody, I guess you could say. Nice. So that's that one. Now we're entering. We have another card actually later on in the Vigilance section, but we'll show that off at the end because it wasn't in numerical order. But here we have our command villainy card, TIE Ambush Squadron. It's a 4-cost space unit, 2 attack, 3 defense. It has ambush. When played, when defeated, create a TIE Fighter token. So you definitely want to put this out to get more tokens out, kind of get a rush going of ships. And that's what the purpose of this is. It's the 4 cost. Costs a lot and it doesn't do much impact, but at least you'll be able to get more fighters out there if that's your goal, to swarm with TIE fighters. And that's a common. And then we're getting part of the Phoenix Squadron. Hera Syndulla is the Spectre's team, the Phoenix Squadron. We have the A-Wing, one of the A-Wings. Generic A-Wing, it's a 2-cost space unit, 3 attack, 2 defense, typical 2-cost unit. So it has normal stats, nothing too crazy there. But it's basically what you come to expect for a 2-drop unit. And it's in pretty cool artwork. You got the Defender back there attacking, which is pretty cool. Let's go to the next card, which is Poe Dameron. This one was one of the cards spoiled on stream during the Final Fantasy stream on Wednesday. This card, obviously, it's kind of bad quality because it was taken off directly from the stream. Poe Dameron, as you get a unit now. So he's a leader. This is our second unit for Poe Dameron. The first unit for Poe was an aggression heroism. This is a command Poe. And it's a 4-cost ground unit with 3/3, 3 attack, 3 defense. When played as a unit, create an X-Wing token. You may attach this unit as an upgrade to a friendly vehicle without a pilot on it. So you have 2 abilities right there off the bat. Once you play it, you create an X-Wing, then you can attach it as an upgrade to a friendly unit. Then you could probably, you could attach it to that X-Wing you just created or some other vehicle you have out there. Once you put it on as as an upgrade, you're going to have it buff up the attack by 2 and the defense by 3, which is kind of similar to Hera, because Hera was 2-3 as well. 2-3 as well. So this Poe has similar stats in terms of piloting. So I guess with the two pilots, Poe and Hera, they're known for being good pilots. Is that the typical stat line for the good pilots? +2, +3. Maybe with Poe, he's with command. It's more defense, and the other Poe is red, but he's not a pilot. But anyways. You could play it as a unit or play it as a pilot, which way you want to go. You have those options. But when the one plate ability seems to be the one that you want to kind of go through first, because you'll get an X-Wing token. Why not create the X-Wing token first and then attach this upgrade to a friendly vehicle without a pilot? All right, so let's go to the next one. Now, no, actually, before we go, my question is, if you're going to attach this unit as an upgrade to a friendly vehicle unit without a pilot on it, do you have to pay the 2 to do that as well? Because you already paid 4 for the unit. You have to pay another 2 for piloting. Maybe someone can clarify that. If not, I'll just read it in the rules. We'll figure it out. And then we have Poe's X-Wing, which is the Black One. Great artwork. This is one of the artworks that's being featured in the sectors and regionals. I think one of the playmats that's being one of the top 8 playmats. Really cool artwork, right? It's a 2-cost space unit with 2 attack, 3 defense. While this unit is upgraded, it gets +1 on attack. The on attack, basically you have this ability. If you control Poe Dameron as a unit, upgrade, or leader, you may deal 1 damage to a unit. So you want to have Poe obviously in your deck, right? You want to have him just ready as a unit, upgrade, or leader. You're gonna give 1 damage to something else. You could put him on. You could put the Black One right on turn 1 if you have it, and then on turn 2, you're gonna with the Poe leader. You can put him right on there as a pilot on his own ship, right? And there you go. Then you have a Black One with a Poe. Now, what is the stat line going to be on that one? Let's just take a look at it quickly. So if you're going to put Poe as a pilot on a ship, it's a +2, +1. I already forgot how much it is. +2, +1. So it'll be a 4/4. It'll be a 4/4 spaceship on turn 2, which is pretty strong for a turn 2 ship. Nice. But that's Black One. That's our second Black One. The first Black One was a legendary. This is a rare version of the Black One. Then we have Cham Syndulla. It's a unique unit. I think this in Rebels, or was this in Clone Wars? I don't remember. But we have a 4-cost unit here, just in aggression, with 5 attack, 4 defense. It's a Rebel Twi'lek. So I see a lot of Twi'leks coming into play this set. Give me a second while I moisturize my throat. Yeah, thank you. So as a Twi'lek, I've seen a lot of Twi'leks, so maybe there's going to be some synergy in the future with Twi'leks. Be able to kind of build a Twi'lek deck. But this ability, well, when you play this card, Cham Syndulla, if an opponent controls more resources than you may put the top card of your deck into play as a resource. So it's a nice way to catch up. If you're falling behind on resources and you're falling behind in the game and you're an aggressive leader or an aggressive player, maybe Cham is a good way to kind of catch up. Yeah, that's not bad if you need more resources that turn. So this is a good little card here. I like this one. Then we have Stay on Target. It's also another aggression event. It says attack with a vehicle unit. For this attack, it gets +2 and gains. When this unit deals damage to a base, draw a card. So yeah, it's an aggressive move, right? It's a cheap way to kind of get a buff and also a free card. Why not? So I think I think this is just another staple in your pilot deck, in your ship deck. Why not have Stay on Target on there? You know, give a buff and then get a card. Why not? And what was that? That was an uncommon. Then we have this 6-cost space unit in Cunning Villainy, Invincible. I wonder if this is our second Invincible that we have. What was the other one? Let me look it up real quick. No, this is our first one. I just looked it up on the Star Wars database. But Invincible, I thought we had an Invincible hand, but maybe I'm wrong. Hold on. Yeah, there's nothing. So we have Invincible, Naval Adversary. It's a 6-cost, 6 attack, 6 defense, space unit, Separatist. If you control a unique Separatist card, this unit costs 1 less to play. So it can't just be any Separatist, it has to be a unique Separatist. Just like that, you'll see a little star on top. When you deploy a leader, you may return a non-leader unit that costs 3 or less to its owner's hand. Okay, so I guess you want to play this before deploying a leader. Maybe you're playing Dooku, because that way you get to return something that costs 3 or less back to your hand. I'm not sure. Maybe it'll work out. I'm not sure how this will work out. I don't know yet. I have to try it out. But it is a legendary card. And basically bringing it out as a 5-cost resource, so that'll be 1, 2, 3, and 4th. On round 4, you could bring out Invincible, which is a hard-hitting space unit. Actually, 6/6 is pretty strong. Then we have the Guerrilla Soldier, 3-cost ground unit. This is I think when I saw this card, it was like, oh, why not have it in your deck? It's a Fringe Twi'lek Trooper, again with the Twi'lek keyword. When played, deal 3 indirect damage to a player. If a base's damage is raid, ready a unit. So why not? Why not play this card and deal 2 damage to a unit and then 1 damage to the base, and then just ready a unit. You know, just get ready this unit so you'll have it ready. Yeah, it'll come ready to attack. Why not? That's a good one. Then we have the Stolen the Stolen AT Hauler, another legendary in Cunning. This is an underworld vehicle transport. When defeated, choose an opponent. For this phase, they may play this unit from its owner's discard pile for free. So that gives an option to the other player to play that card if they wanted. It will cost 3. If they want a 4/5 space unit. Yeah, I'm not sure. See, I'm trying to think of the ways this card can actually be beneficial to you or be not beneficial to another player. I mean, I'm not sure how this could work, but yeah, we have a Stolen AT Hauler, kind of the same way as the Solo Land Speeder also has that stolen ability, which I still haven't figured out yet. Maybe someone can kind of explain to me why you would want to steal this and use it. I guess because you would want a 4/5 space unit, which is not bad. So on the 3 turn, basically on your second round, you're putting a pretty beefy space unit in space. So I just said space twice, but you're putting up a pretty strong unit in space, which is pretty nice to have, I think. But yeah, that's a Cunning card. Now we have our villainy card here, the Sith Trooper. I didn't know there were Sith Troopers, but I guess there is. First Order Sith Trooper. Oh, the keywords there, or the traits, not keywords, traits. On attack, this unit gets +1/+0 for this attack for each damaged unit the defending player controls. So if they have 3 damaged units, you're gonna get +3 on this unit, which will be a 6/3. That can be pretty strong, right? If you're putting out a 3-cost trooper, then that gets buffed for every damage. Yeah, it's not bad. But you know, most likely the opponent's not gonna have that many damaged units because you're just gonna be clearing them out. You know, how strong can the Sith Trooper become? You know, especially only for 3. For 3 defense, you can kind of get rid of them quickly if you need to. Then we have another villainy card, which is the TIE Dagger. Nice little composition there with the light in the back. So the TIE Dagger costs 3. It's a space unit for 3. It attacks for 2, defends for 2, First Order, Sith, Vehicle, Fighter. When played, you may deal 2 damage to a damaged unit. So again, with the damage, First Order likes to deal damage to damaged units. I wonder if that's going to be like the unique quality of the First Order. But either way, this is a common card. You'll be able to get this pretty easy. It's one of those just simple space units that you can get rid of quickly. The when played ability is what really matters. Then we have our Heroism Resistance X-Wing. It's a 2 cost, 2 defense, 2 attack ship. Pretty simple stats, right? While this unit has a pilot on it, it does get a buff of +1/+1. So even if you don't draw black 1 on your first few rounds, if you get a Resistance X-Wing, then you can put Poe on it and you give a buff to a Resistance X-Wing. Why not? And you get the buff from Poe, and then you get the buff from this ability here. So it can become a pretty strong space unit pretty quickly. So I like this one actually, the Resistance X-Wing. Then we have Sabine's Masterpiece. It's a pretty cool looking TIE fighter. I remember that episode from Rebels, but also been trying to get this model for X-Wing, the miniatures game, and I haven't been able to get it. Yeah, I can get it on eBay, but it costs like $40. $40 is not worth it. But anyways, it's a 3 cost space unit, attacks for 3, defense for 3. It's a Spectre, so you're building your Spectre units here. Hera leader might be more relevant now with all these Spectre units. On attack, if you control a Vigilance unit, heal 2 damage from a base. On attack, if you control a command unit, give an experience token to a unit. An aggression unit, you deal 1 damage to a unit or a base. And a cunning unit, exhaust or ready a unit. So this is the first time we see a card that can be pretty versatile in a lot of decks, and then you get that benefit based on your units that you control. So pretty interesting. Now the thing is, my question is, if you control a Vigilance and an aggression unit at the same time, you do both of them? I think you do, because it just says if you control one of those, a Vigilance unit, aggression unit, you will heal 2 damage from base, and you'll deal 1 damage to a unit or base. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you have if you're playing Anakin Blue, which was two of the strongest decks that were in my showdown, but that's a separate point. If you're playing Anakin Blue, you already have Anakin, which is red, and you'll have red units probably, most likely, and you have blue, you might have some blue units out there. And if you do all that and you play Sabine's Masterpiece, or your attack with Sabine's Masterpiece, then you'll be able to do those effects. So pretty interesting card. It's a rare, and it makes sense why it's a rare, because if you have those units out there, more than one aspect, then you'll be able to do multiple things, right? So this is actually a pretty cool card. I'm liking this one a lot, and I like the artwork also. That looks cool. So yeah, Sabine's Masterpiece, I like that one. That's going to be pretty cool in a Heroism deck. Then we have your generic card here, no aspect attached to it, the Swarming Vulture Droid. If you're a Heroism and you want Vulture Droids, you can use this one, why not? Now this is a 2 cost, 2 attack, 2 defense space unit. Now this is interesting, we've never seen this before. It's the first time we'll see this. A deck can have up to 15 copies of this card. This unit gets +1 for each other friendly Swarming Vulture Droid. Now that's interesting, and I like that. I think it would be cool to see a deck that focuses on swarming Vulture Droids. I don't know, that'd be pretty cool. I wonder if, like, for example, you have your decks, like for example Dooku and Maul, and some other ones that want to use Separatists, or you want to exploit stuff, right? Separatists and exploit. I wonder if this card can be viable in those decks. If you're just putting out these cheap space units, once you get up to like I don't know, like round 4, 5, 6. You know, you'll be able to put maybe 2 or 3 of these on the field. Um, yeah, I mean, I don't know how many at a time you'll be able to get, but the fact that they get buffed within each other, it's pretty nice. So, and they're cheap. You'll be able to exploit them. I feel like maybe, I'm not sure if this is even an option. It's not an option anymore, but if it was an option, or maybe they debated it, if this costs 1, you know, instead of 2, how strong would that be? That'd be very strong. If it costs 1, you could put 2 out right at the beginning, you know. So that would be pretty strong. And I think that if they had to do that, that would be probably an uncommon card at the minimum. But this is a common. All right, that's pretty cool. And then we have our last card here, which was one of the cards spoiled on stream. And this is the CR90 Relief Runner. It came in clutch on one of the games on that stream because he was able to heal and kind of survive another round. But anyways, it's a 6 cost space unit, and it attacks for 4, defense for 6, so it's kind of beefy. And it has Restore 2, which is nice. You know, restoring can actually be very helpful. But when defeated, heal up to 3 damage from a unit or base. So this is one of those ships that you could also use in Krennic, and use the when defeated ability twice, because you'll be able to heal up to 6 damage from a unit or base. So you have options to heal there. So this is cost 6. Kind of pricey, but it's not bad, I don't think. But either way, this is one of the ones that was spoiled on stream. And that is our last card here for the spoilers. Now we do have this little set here of showcases, Lando and Rose Tico. Lando and Rose Tico were 2 showcases that were also spoiled on stream, I think. I don't remember 100%, but these were the 2 showcases that were spoiled. Now, I don't like Lando too much, that showcase. I don't know. But if you like it, it's all good. And then we got Rose Tico, which is very similar to her unit card, actually. But yeah, those are the 2 showcases that were spoiled, I guess you could say. All right, so that's it for the spoilers this week. Some interesting cards there, right? Let's just do a little opening here, some packs. We have Shadows of the Galaxy packs to open. So I am getting excited to kind of get into playing in person some of the Jump to Lightspeed games, right? Build some decks. And I know I can do it now on some other sites, but I haven't really had the time to do it. We got a Cad Bane Hyperspace here, which looks cool. Aurora City, Outland TIE Vanguard, Desperate Attack, Black Sun Starfighter, Reputable Hunter, Resourceful Pursuers. Alright, no hyperspace. No hyperspace this time in our commons. We have Frozen in Carbonite, which is a card that has affected me so much in a lot of games. It's a hard card to get rid of. Alright, we have Rose Tico, and then we have our rare card here, the Arquitens Assault Cruiser. And then our last card is a foil Freetown backup. Alright, let's open up the next pack. So I went to a showdown a few days ago. Oh no, got another hyperspace. Hyperspace Han Solo. Nice, 2 hyperspace leaders, which is nice. We'll separate them here. Alright. Attention block, vigilant, take captive. Trandoshan, price on your head, protect through the throne, surprise strike, cloud rider, head hunting. No hyperspace common. We have bounty posting, and then we have a hyperspace punishing 1. And that's cool. Our next card is a rare Wild Rancor, not Rancor. And then another rare foil Mystic Reflection. I like the artwork on that one. Looks nice. All right, no legendary yet, but we have two rares. I tried using the Wild Rancor in the deck, I think, but it was hard to. I think it was hard to pull out. I don't remember. We have Kylo, our rare leader here. Kylo. Garnet City. Our commons. There we go. We got a hyperspace common outflank. Hunter of the Haxion Brood, Criminal Muscle, then our uncommon Scanning Officer, Embo, which I think is the new villain for the new Mandalorian movie, right? Embo, Bravado, and then Legal Authority is our rare, and a hyperspace, or sorry, a hyperfoil common of the HWK 290 Freighter. All right, no legendaries, but we got a few cool cards here. But that'll do it for the weekly update. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll keep bringing up more updates on Star Wars Unlimited. Until the next one.